Hello ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. The time is 20 past 2 in the afternoon and the date is 1st of December 2012. I would like to tell you a little bit about the incident that happened, which I've written on my, I have it in my notebook. In regards to when that happened on 27th of February 2012, the night that I was about to be kidnapped by the police and MI5. That particular night there are CCTVs available of the whole operation they have. I'm receiving a lot of threats in case I mention anything about these CCTVs. Police are trying to hide these CCTVs in order to get rid of the evidence that happened. I was advised when I called 101 that the CCTVs have been kept safe in order to be used at the court in case this matter goes to the court. So I'm trying to take you through what has happened on that particular night. On that particular night, when I was taken on Monday night, 27th of February 2012, I was taken by a few members of MI5, Mr. Babak, Mr. Amin and Lorenzo, and many other MI5 members which were there. I went to the club. There was a girl coming to me, say hello and this and that, and I spoke to her. And then she used to keep going around and coming back as I was having my drink with Lorenzo and Amin, and she used to go around, and then anytime she comes to me, she'll stop rubbing my body from the back, from the front, and then go around and come back. And she told me something, she's working for money in Russia, something like that. She's from Russia, where she works for money, or she's working for money in Russia, something like that, that she actually mentioned to me. At one point when I went to the toilet, I believe Mr. Lorenzo and Amin were trying to get some drugs or something, perhaps been given by another MI5 members. When I came back from the toilet, I took my drink and I had my drink. After a few minutes, ladies and gentlemen, again these girls were keep going around and coming to me and rubbing my body from back, from front, which is all in the CCTVs and are available to the police. And then all of a sudden, at one point I had this drink, my body's gone warm like, I don't know how to explain, ladies and gentlemen. It was on fire. My body was literally on fire, and at the same time this girl was rubbing all over my body, and I had a very strong reaction from what she was doing. And then all of a sudden I looked around me. There were a lot of signals between few people around me to each other, doing this, doing that, doing this, stuff like a lot of signals sent to each other. And all of a sudden I was surrounded with this girl, and all the girls were doing this to me, like pointing, and then the faces were like that. They were all doing this to me, come, like this. 5 or 6 girls around me, and my body gone literally warm, and I was burning. And after that, I don't literally remember what I've done. I remember I was really sort of lost my control completely, and I went sort of out of a club. As soon as I went sort of out of a club and I see all these undercover MI5s are coming, the place was heaving with undercover MI5s. And as soon as I went out, I can't I remember many things, but many things I don't actually remember, as I was drugged horrifically. As I went out of as I was about to go out of a club, I seen the guy who were actually sending signal to Lorenzo and Amin to follow him, like that, which they did. And then I went out of a club, and I saw 2 other MI5 members were coming towards me, and I told them, listen, I know what you guys are or something, what do you want? As soon as I did that, they pushed me and they run away. As they run away out of as the nightclub was located in some sort of a mall, like a shopping mall, it was a Heaven's nightclub in London. They sort of they turned left towards the tube station. There was a tube station at the back of there. I'm not too sure if it's Charing Cross or some other tube station. I'm not too sure about the name of a tube station. They sort of turned left, and there was a lot of vans ready. And what they were expecting to do, they were expecting again. They would drugged me, and I would follow them. I would run after them, and then I would have got by the vans, and then they would have pushed me at the vans, and they would have kidnapped me again, which the whole thing was on the CCTV. Which I did not do that. As soon as I realized the vans there, I literally stood there, and I realized there were a few police officers with the dogs were coming anywhere near to me and stuff. They're going around me, and I saw two other undercover Iranian MI5 members. When I went to them and tried to speak to them, one of them literally ran away, and the other one I spoke to, I said, what do you want? Why did you drug me again? And this and that. I can't quite remember what sort of a conversation I had with that guy. And as I was, the people by the vans, they literally start coming towards us with the vans, and I thought, this is a moment and I'm going to be pushed at the back of the van and stuff. And I climbed the building. Ladies and gentlemen, I went there the day after or 2 days after to find out how I climbed this building. They gave me a drug that I don't remember how I climbed that building, ladies and gentlemen. I climbed the building and I went all the way up, and I remember all the MI5 members gathered below the building, and they were all shouting, jump, 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 jump. At the same time, the police were present there. Police, after a few minutes, pushed them all away to go away. And I remember a helicopter light that actually arrived at the scene as well. There was ambulance, fire crews, and everyone that actually arrived at the scene. Many MI5 members, very near, that I had previously seen in many operations, very near Hy-Vees, that they were actually working at the Chupa station, but they were MI5 members involved in this disgusting operation. So this is what actually happened. And then Ryan Sean came out. Ryan Sean came to us, and I don't know somehow how I climbed down that building. When I came, I spoke to Ryan. I came down, spoke to the police officer. Ryan took one of the police officers away, and as I was listening, he told her, oh, he had some sort of a sexual problem, and I don't know who's following him, and this and that. He clearly said that. Then I came down, I spoke to the police officers. I said, listen, I was drugged in the club. Check the CCTVs. They were about to kidnap me and stuff like that. Check my blood. I begged the officer, check my blood. This is what the officer should do when somebody's been drugged, straight away. And then they put the handcuffs on me, taking me to the mental health hospital. Mental health hospital, they bring one doctor. I spoke to her, and the day after they let me run away, the guy comes and give me all the stuff, and the police officer who was supposed to guard me not to escape the place, they all left, and I ran away. Followed all the way through till I get to my house, which the whole thing was on camera. I went there, I don't know, 2 days after, a day after, to check. There was 3 CCTVs in the mall, so you'll be able to see all the actions that actually happened there. You'll be able to see everything that actually happened inside the nightclub. There was CCTV, and they were all in operation. Police have those CCTVs. There was CCTVs on the top of the street, the side of the McDonald's, and I think it's like a sort of a subway there as well, or CCTVs on top of that. And ladies and gentlemen, this was the night I was drugged, I was sexually assaulted, I was there was also attempt to murder. You know, they drug you, you're on top of the building, and my family members gathered below the building. They all shout, jump, jump, jump. This is attempted to murder. The lady comes and rubs all over my body. This is sexual harassment, drugging and intoxication, attempt to kidnapping, all on one night, all on the camera. And then the police will actually turn up to me and say to DS Hirani will turn up to one of my friend Ryan, which was cooperating with MI5, and say, oh, is this some sort of a crazy refugee who thinks MI5 is after him, and this and that. Being able to observe the whole thing on the camera, being able to observe the whole disgusting operation on the camera, he would say that. I went to the police station to make a complaint, but they looked it as a intelligence. They didn't even look it as a crime. And the intelligent, this is it. This is the intelligent report that was done there. And then I went there, I realized this is the intelligent report. I went there again, and then I forced them to get a crime number. This is a crime number for that. Crime number. And then That led to buying a van for Mr. Ali Malik Farnood, a lot of death threats, and then the things were getting out of hand, and then they tried to kill me under a shoot to kill policy, and many other things, ladies and gentlemen. So imagine in one night what I went through in one night. Every single day from the beginning of 2010 I went through the exact same thing, ladies and gentlemen. So if I mean, I don't know what other evidence do I need. The guy who clearly admits who drugged me, I think is on number 11. My video is number 11. Torture by the police, number 11. Which you'll be able to clearly see. The guy admits that he was ordered to drug me. The very same guy who was in you'll be able to also see at the CCTV, but unfortunately the police does not do anything about that. The police destroy evidence. Police has funded the terrorist operation, given the money to the Iranian group in order to put me under psychological pressure, psychological torture, in order to pressurize me to go to Iran, knowing they have arranged my execution with the Iranian government. And most of that funding was coming from my own compensation, which was paid out. As I said, they pay out the compensation to these people to torture me, and that compensation is to fund my own death to another group, which is a disgusting thing to do. As I said, the officer DS Hirani, he's not fit to be a police officer. He should not be a police officer. He is a disgusting, corrupted animal. He is the guy who destroy evidence, and he should not be doing what he is doing. He's not fit for a purpose. He's corrupted. He's cooperating with the terrorist organizations. And after this matter, as I said, the whole thing happened when the Camilla Hanson went out of my life, which was a lot of plans to either kill me or set me up for a rape as she went out of the life. And I believe if that kidnapping would have taken place on that particular night, I will not be here having this conversation with you today, ladies and gentlemen. So imagine the type of the threats I'm receiving from the Iranian Baha'i groups or Jewish groups that have been hired by the MI5, Iranian embassy. Mr. Muhammad in particularly, I'm under a massive amount of psychological torture by him. Mr. Potkin, who was I've clearly said excuse me, about many things he has done, how they were arranging my executions, which would be all telling to the judge. And as I said, the CCTVs are all operable. I spoke to the CCTV room. They were all working in working order. Police have already asked for all the CCTVs. They have all the CCTVs. I was guaranteed by the police, Metropolitan Police, that the CCTVs would be kept in a safe place for the court. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening, and I hope these monsters to pay back for what they're doing. They're doing this every day. I'm under a massive pressure, an unhuman way of torture. I cannot sleep at nights. Sometimes I wake up screaming, receiving threats, not knowing how I'm gonna die and what's gonna happen. Whether they're gonna set me up, put me in the jail, whether they're gonna kill me, whether they're gonna send me back to be further tortured and executed. What is these animals at the Home Office? These monsters, these heartless bastards from MI5 and Home Office have planned for me, and the police force, I don't know. I am under a massive psychological torture. This extra year of humiliating, unhuman way and terrible way of certain investigation which has been done, and the money has been paid to the different group to blackmail me, is disgusting, is unhumane, and destroying evidence, unhumane and disgusting. I have CCTVs available on that night. I have the person who clearly admits what he has done, which I handed a CD to the police station, to DS Hirani. He doesn't even look at it, doesn't even speak to me, calling me names, and that's it really, ladies and gentlemen. This is how these monsters destroy evidence and put somebody under a psychological pressure and torture with the unhumane methods, using gangsters and terrorist organizations doing what they do. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.